Howdy y'all, welcome back. Your boy Kaido Chess. This video found you at the right time now, didn't it? Didn't it? If you're between 600, just below 1,000, you want to hit those 4 digits, well then this is the video for you. I don't know why I sound so energetic right now, because if I'm gonna be quite frank, which I am, you're not gonna get a little bit of Frank, you're getting the full Frank. I'm kind of tired. I haven't drank my first cup of coffee yet. We're doing rapid. We're heading to the 4-digit zone. We're playing the Caro Kann. Now we have a couple options here. I can push this pawn. This is kind of strange because I've actually never encountered this, which is great news because if you're in this rating range, people are gonna play crazy stuff all the time. But this pawn kind of is a problem. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna take this one. I'm just gonna take it right away. And I'm actually gonna let him recapture. Hey, you know, if you're like lower rated, I think that there's some wisdom to, if you're playing as black, getting the queens off the board right away. And the reason why I say that is gonna sound counterproductive, but the point is that you're going to be able to see the board more clearly with less fear when the queens are off the board. That's just my opinion. Now, obviously, I can't take this because he would just take back. And I could give a check, which he would either have to block with the queen, or the bishop, or the knight. And no matter which of those moves he does, I can then recapture this pawn, which would allow him to have this check, but I could just drop back, and everything's defended. So let's not get too deep into the weeds. Let's just give a check. When you're playing the Caro Kann, there's going to be moments where this check is available for you, and a lot of moments once you get a little bit higher rated where they start pushing the C pawn, and they could give this check to you. But what I want you to remember is, if you could give this check, why not? And also try and get the queens off the board. It's just my personal opinion. Now I'm just going to go ahead and take the pawn. His knight is under fire. He has to move the knight, or play this, which is a really sad move, which I don't think I would play. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and calculate to the moon. Maybe there's some, maybe it works or something. I don't know. Who knows? Who knows really? But our next goal, or goals, is going to be get our bishop out, one of those 2 squares, kick the knight, other bishop out, knight out, castle. Pretty simple plans. That's something that I like about the Caros. The plans are pretty simple. Simple plan. So now he is attacking our knight, and if we move our knight, he has this really beautiful fork right here. So we need to find a way to mitigate this from happening. That would be a el problemo. El problemo, as the kids say. So I'm gonna look for moves that stop this from happening. First thing that comes to mind is there's a check going back. I'm trying to see if there's anything else that I could do. I could attack the knight. If I attack the knight, he has to move it. And the thing you want to think about is if you're attacking his piece, he can't like re-attack one of your pieces, because that would kind of make it purposeless. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm just going to play this. So on takes, I will just take. I just think it's the easiest thing to do. It takes the least amount of brain power. That is just a free piece. Not much to consider there. Just a free piece. And if he goes here, I could go here. And then if he takes, I could take. And if he takes, I could take. And then if he takes, I could take. And everything's good. Right? Right. I probably shouldn't have played that immediately and kind of gone through my thoughts there. But I don't think there's really much to consider. We're just up a piece, so now we should trade. Whenever you're up material, like, just don't even think about it. Just trade. Because what happens is, the problem is, if you don't trade, sometimes they find a way out. There's more pieces on the board. They could start to, you know, coordinate their pieces and find a way out of their problem. And that's not what we want them to do. So now again, I'm instigating more trades. And if he moves his king, well, that's a really sad move. Just like the song. What is going on? The first song was so happy and fun. What is this? What the heck? Oh yeah, I kind of messed with this. Oh yeah. Now I wish I could take this pawn, but I can't. I'm just gonna take, again, we're just trading off more pieces. Very easy. The only thing though that I would like to consider or to think about is our pieces aren't developed, and like our light squared bishop is gonna take a hot second to find a nice square. But I think that's exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna find my bishop a nice square. So there's this nice weakness. That's what you want to look for, is weaknesses, right? Usually around the middle game, you start to find them right away. This pawn is super weak, so I want to target that pawn right away. I'm sure there's other ways to play this, but this is how I'm choosing to do it. I'm targeting this weakness that is impossible to defend other than this, which is so very sad, because then I would also have this move and he couldn't take because it'd be pinned, and we're not going to get into those weeds. So we're just targeting a weakness. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Now we still need to develop, and we still want a castle. The reason we want a castle still is because queens are on the board. Now if I take this, this is something I think about. If I take this, where's he gonna go? So if I take this pawn and he doesn't want to trade, he says, nah, we're not trading, dude. He could go here, which makes it really awkward, because now this square is being attacked, which would then give him access to my rook and then my knight, and then everything falls apart. So we have to think about it. If I take this and he goes here, if I take this and he goes here, he's also hitting my bishop. So I think if I were to take this and he were to go here, I wouldn't be able to go here because I would lose a bishop. So you know what? Instead of being greedy, the engine would probably find a way. But instead of being greedy, let's just castle. We were looking for a weakness, but I didn't consider this move. That's something else you want to consider too. If your opponent doesn't want to trade, he might find a square that could really compromise your position. So you should be cognizant of that. Another thing to be cognizant of is this pawn is not actually defending my queen now. Obviously, my queen's being defended by a knight. But the point is if, let's say, this knight wasn't here and he could take with his queen, we wouldn't be able to take back because we're pinned. This pawn isn't defending this piece. That's something to think about, because that's where I would get myself into trouble. If your king is pinned, the pawn that's being pinned is not actually defending the squares in front of it. Well, we have to castle anyway, so we might as well. We might as well. And now we could take this pawn on the next move. Granted that he doesn't go, you know, here. And if he does go here, I don't know. Maybe we go here. In which case, maybe he could go here. Whatever. Another fun thing to consider is if we have a rook here. Okay? I'm just thinking ideas. If I had a rook on this square, and let's say the queen teleported to this square, getting a knight here or here, can I say this smarter without sounding stupid? Basically, this pawn is also not defending these squares, because if it moves, same thing, the queen would die. Okay, now he's attacking my bishop, or he's attacking my queen, and he's also attacking my bishop. So if I go here and play willy-nilly, he has this. And if I drop back again, I don't know, maybe he starts to storm. I don't know. But what Buddy missed is that I'm still attacking this pawn. So see, he wants to attack my queen, but he didn't think about where is my queen going to go. My queen's gonna go here now. And he could go here, but now it comes with it's much less dangerous. However, I would advise that once you have your opponent has a lot of pieces starting to congregate around your king, you have to start thinking about what squares are becoming weak, because this square is being defended by this knight, this square and the king. This square is being defended by the rook and the king. But this square is only defended by the king. So this would be a very weak square, a dangerous square. Right. So, okay. He's not trading. That's cool. Now, if we had a rook here, we'd be able to straight up take this knight because the pawn wouldn't be able to take it. It'd be pinned. So part of me wants to like try and instigate that. But also that would take a lot of time, so maybe not. So I think what I'm going to do is I want to play the easy route and just attack this this knight. The only thing that I could see the knight doing that's annoying is coming in, but I don't think that that's too scary. And the reason I want to attack this knight is because I want to line up on this square. Remember how I just said this square is super weak? Well, for my opponent, this square is super weak. So let's start with this. He might go here. I'm still going to play this. Could be a shit move. I don't know. I think it's a decent move to get started with. At least it's an idea. Right? An idea. Ah. Now I play here. If I go here, he has this. Maybe now I look to queen trade, though. Maybe now I look to queen trade again, though. Yeah, let's go for this because the queen doesn't have many good like entry points. And also our knight can start to come in pretty soon. Also, our rooks are doing nothing. Our rooks are doing nothing. I don't think this was particularly a good move. Actually, now that I'm considering this, this was a stupid move. This was pretty dumb. But I will say this: if he takes, I could take with a knight, and I'm hitting this rook with tempo. So that's good. But if he goes here, okay. So now it's pretty simple what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna create a luft. I want this rook to move. He'll probably go here. We'll figure it out. Not a big deal. I want to create a luft because I want to go here. And knowing that I want to go here, might work. Okay, I'm going to play this move here. No, I'm not. That would hang a queen. You silly goose bag. I was gonna say I want to go here because I'm attacking all kinds of things, but let's just be smart. Let's go here. I really want to eliminate this. And now he can't come back. I mean, he could if he wants to lose a rook. But the problem that we started to do is we started to play the one move threat game like our opponent. I think he almost has to move the knight now, but the problem is if he goes here, I'm gonna play this. And I mean, I could trade 2 rooks for a queen. There is just some giant truck. Some giant truck out there. Like so big that like I don't know what they could be doing with it. I wish you could see that. Like it, like if you could see through this window, you'd be able to see. Nah, not really. Whatever. What am I doing? I'm trying to play chess. All right, I'm just gonna take. And now if he takes with the queen, I mean, we're still up a piece. We're still up a piece. We're still up a piece. He's probably playing this smart. Or was playing it smarter than I gave him credit. But he's also getting low on time. And if you main bullet, getting low on time, you won't fear it. Because you'll be extremely good at it. Alright. So now this is another weakness. Is there a fast way to this pawn? Not really. So what I'm going to tell you is this is a nice outpost. An outpost is when your knight can stand on a square and no pawns can attack it. And it's even nicer in this instance because there's no knight or bishop that could trade it off. So unless he wants to trade it for a rook, this knight can forever live here. The next thing I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna take the lanes. This all becomes very simple. This all becomes extremely simple. I could go here looking to take this. I could go here looking to infiltrate this way. I mean, there's lots of options. I think I might play this looking to play this. Because then I'll be attacking both things, or I could just win this thing. Yeah. I kind of like that our opponent's still playing, though. Okay, they parked the giant truck like a car. Like it's like a construction truck, not like a daggone lifted Chevy Madu. All right. All right. He's blocking the square I want to go to. Probably smart. If this pawn wasn't here, this would be a fork. So let's try and get rid of this pawn. Because if he decides to push this pawn, I can go here, and then there's a nice fork to do. I kind of have a feeling though he's gonna go here. What? Okay. So low time and anger are not winning him the game. However, if he were to have taken... Okay, well, that's just a terrible move. I think he's gonna try and go for it. I think this is an Eric Rosen enjoyer. So am I, but I think this guy's on the premise of I can never resign. On the premise of? What did I just say? He's on the premise of. That'd mean to be somewhere. I don't know why I said that. How do we do? At least 78%, right? I'd be happy with 78. 79%. Okay. It didn't like my opening at all. And we had 2 misses, probably because I was yapping. Here, let me open this up. What did we miss? That's a miss? Not in my book. And that's a miss too? Not in my book. Whatever. And then the rest of the game was probably pretty smooth. Did I hate that move? Oh, I didn't mind it. Didn't mind that either. Okay. So you see how I'm getting a lot of like the thumbs up? Like even that one, it's a thumbs up. That's a best. That's a best. That's a best. That's a best. Anyway, I was getting a lot. There's a thumbs up. And I got one before that too. I think the thumbs up are good. I'm gonna tell you why the thumbs up are good and why I'm happy with this game. Because when I watch people play and I'm trying to learn, I feel like they play like perfect games. How are we going to replicate a perfect game, Alex Banzea? Like, we're not the international master of stockfish. Same with Gotham, and I love Hikaru. But, like, we're just not that good. So that's why I think there's some benefit to learning from me, because it's, like, more realistic and less computery. Plus, I'm impulsive. So it dumbs it down even more, maybe. Anyway, thanks for clicking on this video. See you later.